Welcome and thanks for being with us today. Your commitment to enhancing your English abilities and bettering yourself is truly valued. Many people have studied English for a long time and feel very tired, but they have never learned it in the right way to feel confident. You may have sat in class, written many notes, and finished many exercises, but when you need to say one simple sentence, your mind becomes empty. This is not because you did not try hard, but because the English you learned never truly entered your daily life. And when a language only stays inside books, it can never become something you use naturally. Many people believe that to be good at English, they must study at a good center, meet the right teacher, or live in an English-speaking country. But in reality, there are people who study at home without a center, without going abroad, and still communicate quite well. The difference is not in their situation, but in how they approach English from the beginning. They do not learn English to pass tests, but to understand, to listen, and to speak in very normal situations. When English is used as a living tool, it stays in the brain more naturally. Many people start with grammar and spend months trying to understand difficult structures. At the same time, their ears and mouths are almost not trained enough. Language is not made to be analyzed, but to be heard and spoken. When you are not familiar with the sound of English, reading correctly or using correct grammar does not help you communicate better. Listening and speaking are not advanced skills, but the foundation. And if the foundation is weak, everything built later can easily fall apart. Many people give up listening to English because they think that if they do not understand, listening is useless. But the brain does not learn a language by understanding immediately, but by becoming familiar slowly. When you listen to English every day, even while doing other things, your ears begin to recognize familiar sounds, rhythm, and speaking patterns. Slowly, English no longer feels like a messy series of sounds. You begin to guess the meaning, catch the rhythm, and feel more comfortable when listening. This is a sign that your brain is learning, even if you do not notice it right away. Every day, many people watch English videos, movies, and podcasts just to pass time. But if you change the way you listen a little, everything becomes different. You only need to notice how people say a simple sentence, how they raise and lower their voice, and how they connect sounds naturally. When you hear a good sentence, you can stop and try to say it again. Not perfectly, just say it. Repeating like this helps your mouth and ears get used to real English, and slowly you do not need to think too much before speaking anymore. Many people wait until they feel good enough before they start speaking, but that moment almost never comes. Speaking is the only way to learn how to speak. You can speak slowly, speak wrongly, or speak to yourself, but every time you speak, your brain learns a little more. Your mouth needs time to get used to making English sounds, and feeling awkward at the beginning is a very normal part of this process. No one speaks smoothly from the first time. Learning single words makes you remember fast, but also forget very fast. When a word is placed inside a full sentence, it becomes more meaningful. Your brain does not only remember the word, but also remembers the situation with it. And when you meet a similar situation again, the sentence appears naturally. That is why learning in phrases and sentences is always more effective. Learning English does not need too much time in one day. 20 or 30 minutes each day is enough to keep English active in your mind. What matters is that you do not let it disappear for too long. Consistency helps the brain keep its connection with the language, and that is what creates long-term progress. Being good at English is not about being perfect, but about feeling comfortable using it. You do not need to compare yourself with anyone else. You only need to allow yourself to learn in a lighter and more practical way. When English becomes a small part of your daily life, it grows over time, and one day you will realize that you are no longer studying English, but living with it.